Okay. Basically, there's this guy named William that moved from England to a town called Oregon with his wife and 3 kids. That meets this guy named Henry. And the two of them form a friendship and start a family diner and pizzeria called Fredbear's Family Diner. Now the money is tight, so to save on cash, Henry come up with these animatronic mascots that can be cranked up into work as suits. Seems pretty smart, right? Right, dummy! See, if the spring locks get loose on these suits, they turn back to animatronics and crush the person in them. Anyway, getting ahead of myself here. Basically, this William guy's bad news. See, one day, Henry's dad at Charlie, he's having a birthday party at the diner. The other kids are mean though, and they lock her outside. What does William do when he sees this? A freaking drags her into the alley and kills her. That's what he does. Now, Henry built this safety puppet to watch over his dad, but the puppet was stuck inside a box when this was happening. When the puppet gets out, goes out to try and protect her, but it's raining, so the freaking animatronic breaks down too. So what happens is that Charlie's spirit actually inhabits the animatronic puppet. And buddy, that is just the tip of the iceberg. See, William's oldest son is a real face to his human son, Even. On Evan's birthday in 1983, go to the diner, and Henry actually shoves Even into Fredbear's mouth. Freaking crazy, right? So the spring locks fail and Fredbear chomps Evan's head, putting him into a command and killing him a few weeks later. This here's the breaking point for William. The guy starts putting on a spring bunny animatronic sword and using it to lure kids into the back room. Once he gets them back there, freaking kills them. He does this 5 times before getting caught. Thing is though, nobody can find the body, so William gets let off the hook. As it turns out, hands the buddies inside the animatronics. Not Charlie, since his spirit is inside the puppet. She starts putting the kids' spirits into the animatronics they were stuffed in. So right now, the puppet, Chicken the Chicken, Bunny the Bunny, Freddy Fazbear, Folks the Pirate, and Underskull Freddy Fazbear, and original Fredbear all have the ghosts of children in them. After this missing children incident, William gets fired from his own company. That doesn't stop him though. His new soul company, F2 Robotics, to work for the sister company called Circus Baby's Pizza World. There, William starts making these robots that are designed to kill kids. Crazy, right? Well, as it turns out, William figured out how to be immortal. See, when kids die, they produce this material called remnant. You can basically use this remnant stuff to keep your soul inside of something. William figures this out after killing those first 5 kids, so now he starts trying to use it for his own good. Problem is, even though his youngest son is dead and his oldest son has moved out, William still has his daughter Elizabeth with him. William makes this really cool animatronic called Circus Baby who can dance, sing, make us scream, and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But his daughter Elizabeth gets too close to Baby, and her capturing mechanism activates. So now 2 of William's 3 kids are dead by his own hand. William pretty much loses it here. He kills his wife and puts her into another machine called Bellary. All this doesn't last very long though. See, Circus Baby's Pizza World closed before it even had the chance to open. Now William is all alone and on the loose. Now it's 1987. There's a new Fazbear Pizza in a new location. They have all the old suits with the dead kids in them in the back room, but now they've got these new animatronics that are not only safer, but also have facial recognition software to detect criminals. This is all in case William comes back, you see. So anyway, since none of the spring lock suits are at this location, William instead is the Golden Freddy suit since it's broken, unnosed, and mostly empty. It kills another 5 kids, which are in the Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Folks, which we call the Mangle, and Balloon Boy. Oh, I should mention, Charlie's here again too for some reason. Unlike the rest of the 1983 animatronics, which are nosed in the back, Charlie's puppet is still used by the prize counter. So anyway, this is the second missing children incident. Now the place gets closed down, but before they do that, they have one last party on November the 10th, 1987. I freaking lose my frontal lobe to Mangle and die a few weeks later, but that's not important. What's important here is that the restaurant closed down. So now it's sometime after 1987. William somehow gets a message out of his son Mitchell that his sister and mom are trapped inside some animatronics that now closed down Circus Baby's Pizza World, and that he needs to set them free, since the whole building is automated. They think that he's an employee. So Mitchell works at the building for a week while the building is attempting to rip it all. He gets tricked by the animatronics and are getting scooped. See, what happens is that, during the week, all the robots in the facility tear themselves apart and reform themselves into a dead mass called Inner. And it brings Mitchell to the scope where he gets injected with remnant. Then his organs get scoped out and introduce him as a skin sword to escape the facility. After the robots escape and Mitchell is reanimated as a walking corpse, he goes to find his father and then all the suffering. The first place he tries is the new Freddy Fazbear Pizza that opens in 1993. This reopening is the original location of Fredbear's Family Diner, and brings the original cast of Freddy, Fox, Chica, and Bonnie. They even refit Golden Freddy, but they never use him. Since Mitchell was blacklisted after getting his brother killed, he used a fake name, Mike Skimmett, to get a job at the No Place. However, after a week of working, with all the animatronics trying to kill him, thinking that he's his father, he gets fired and the place shuts down. Mitchell wouldn't find William until 2023 with Fazbear Fright, but before that happens, we need to talk about what happened to William. See, William just come back to the original location. He knows that the kids all live inside the animatronics, and he can't have that, So he goes to the building after it's been shut down to try and dismantle them. See, all Fazbear locations include a hidden room that is off the map and invisible animatronics for storage. Also for spring lock, failing victims to bleed out and so that the children don't see. William hides in his room, coming out to dismantle the animatronics until he tears down all 5 of them. However, once he does this, the ghost manifests and attack William, forcing him to hide in an old spring bunny sword that's been rotting in the room since 1983. And puts it on and lets it down, but the spring locks fail and he gets crushed. Since William has been injecting himself with Rem for years, and come back to life after getting crushed inside his sword, doesn't have any will of his own, being locked in the room on the 2023. In 2023, an amusement park opens up a scary attraction called Fazbear Fright, which was a bunch of old Fazbear artifacts from the old locations as a horror attraction.